Hello, everyone. Finished watching American Fiction. As per usual, the review will be spoiler free. You like the content of my channel, hit the subscribe button below and spread the word to your friends and family. American Fiction is a very different type of film that is came very unexpectedly for me personally because my understanding it was supposed to be released last year, and I do remember watching the trailer for it, and it intrigued me in a manner that I was not expecting because the message that it has is a very difficult, emotional, and powerful picture that it painted as a means of forcing the audience to examine themselves in a way that they most likely don't want to. And I do not want to venture into specific spoiler territory because any type of deep details that I offer, particularly about this film, is going to spoil it for people. And my approach is for people specifically when they watch this film is to go in blind, not knowing what's really about, not knowing any specific details, just simply be there in the moment and not have any type of spoilers on their mind. The film stars Jeffrey Wright, who portrays this brilliant, eccentric literary genius named Thelonious Ellison, who is experiencing difficulties with his creativity being recognized in what he feels is intelligent, creative, and complex, emotional, with interesting characters. He is given the idea of more or less creating material that is catering to a specific stereotype. Watching another author cater to that particular demographic reluctantly puts him in a position of creating that same type of content. He's thinking of his mind that once people see what he has created, they'll understand, oh, this is trash, this is soulless, this is pandering. Unfortunately for him, the quite the opposite happens, and he's doing everything he possibly can to distance himself from the monster that he has created. But it begins to backfire on him because every single time he attempts to distance himself, it becomes that much more powerful with this creativity and with the message. Jeffrey Wright, my understanding, he has been nominated for Academy Award for Best Supporting Actor for his performance. And I have to say, how he was able to seamlessly transition from this brilliant, dry, intense genius to this facade of an alter ego was nothing short of amazing. I found him to be the true highlight because obviously it is a vehicle for him showcasing his talents as an actor. He does an amazing job. I was not expecting to see that much raw intensity and humor at the same time with the complex nature of how he also had to showcase a true essence of vulnerability as well. The film overall is also written intelligently too. It's a very satirical premise that again the audience is forced to examine themselves, holding a mirror up, having to understand that you cannot judge a book by its cover. I do want to say that there is another film that is very similar to it, even though it's much darker with its concept. Anyone who is familiar with it is called The Spook Who Sat Next to the Door. Very similar concept. However, this uh, conceptualization is more in a comedic fashion, which I think is what makes it a better film for me personally because it truly does give you the understanding of embracing and being able to discuss the harsh topics at hand. And this is what American Fiction does. It forces the audience to understand that, yes, there are some topics that are going to be offensive to some people, but these discussions have to be experienced in order for us to come into a better understanding as to exactly why a lot of people potentially feel this way. And there's a lot of social commentary within the confines of this film that is really very relevant to our society today. And I'm going to say it is not for everybody. I do not want anyone to walk in thinking that you're going to be expecting this full blown comedic, over the top spectacle from beginning to end. It is very raw, emotional, powerful, intense, and again has a lot of humor in it. But it's the humor that is uniquely cathartic, if you will. Having a hard time speaking. I apologize, but I really did enjoy the performances from Jeffrey Wright, Erica Alexander. Anyone who's familiar with her knows that she played Maxine Shaw in Live Is Single. Tracy Ellis Ross, she does an amazing job. I mean, just everyone involved within the project does remarkable. It's brilliant. I loved every single aspect of this film, and I do intend on watching it again, actually, and when it's released on DVD, it's going to be a guaranteed purchase. It is This film is probably one of the greatest films I've ever watched. Granted, it was supposed to be released in 2023, released in 2024, so I'm going to go ahead and say it's the greatest film of 2024 that I have watched thus far. I highly recommend it. It is not for everybody. There's a lot of harsh language, certain innuendos, and themes that might not necessarily correlate with people on a personal level, but it is something that I do believe it is required viewing for everyone here in the world, for just overall. I highly recommend it. I'm gonna go ahead and give it a 10 out of 10, 2 thumbs up. Great film from beginning to end. Let me know in the comment section what you thought about it if you have watched it. And when you do, please visit me on my Discord and my Facebook. Provide comments as exactly what you thought as well. That is my review, and I hope you all enjoyed it. Take care and peace out.